this is Eric from Monarch Design. New this season, we have ice scratcher offerings for Ski Doo snowmobiles. Mostly no drilling required, fully bolt-on. This here is a 2025 MXZ 600R 137 track, and this is the first sled that we're rolling out. We'll be doing the install video for this sled right now, and then next up we got coming the Expedition, the Summit, Backcountry, and we'll look at the Renegades, and we'll roll those out over the next couple of months here. So let's dive into this install. All right, so in your MXZ kit, you're gonna have, of course, your ice scratcher. You'll have the mounting bracket that attaches the ice scratcher to the rail. Looks like this. And then you'll have the storage bracket with a stainless steel hook that stores the scratcher when it's not in use. So first thing you're gonna do is clean your sled off, make sure there's no dust and debris or ice or snow or whatever. We're going to be using these two holes here for the scratcher mount, and these two holes here for the storage bracket. One note is, so you have a pair of holes here, here, and here for different positions of the idler wheel. We'll be using this hole here, so we will not be able to have a bogey wheel in that most forward position. So this one was set up right from the dealer, brand new. And we're using the middle position here. On the opposite rail, it's using the rear position. It's nice to have that stagger. But just again, note that we're using this hole here, so you can't have that bogey wheel all the way forward. Quick interruption to the video here. We've made a change to the installation process regarding how the bolt holds the scratcher onto the mounting bracket. So you're actually going to take the mounting bracket here, and instead of putting the bolt from the outside pointing towards the rail, you're going to take the bolt and put it on the inside of the bracket, just like this. So that bolt is a little hard to see because it's the same color as the bracket right now, but here you go. So bolt head goes on the back side and into the mounting bracket, and then you can take your retaining plug, drop that in to the spring, then take your spring and put it on the mounting bracket, just like that. And then you'll go ahead, put this on the sled, put your M10 washer on this bolt, put your 3/8 lock nut on that bolt, and you can use your impact and tighten it up, tie it all together, then put it on the sled. Then we're going to start this bolt. You're going to have a 15 millimeter socket on an impact is nice. Start that, get it tightened up, take those two bolts and get those out of the way for a sec. All right, so put your 15 on there, and you're going to hold it and wind it down, and you can see that the nylon lock nut is snug up against the mounting bracket. If you grab that mounting bracket and twist the spring, it's snug up to the bracket, it's not loose. That's exactly how it should be. If you're loose on there, you gotta tighten it some more. You can go too tight on the left side rail particularly. I can show this when it's actually installed, but if you keep tightening this bolt, it's just going to essentially rotate this spring forward on the mounting bracket, and you want this spring to be pointing down or raked back 30 degrees, somewhere in there. All right, so once you have the scratcher snuged up on the mounting bracket, you're going to take your two 1/4-20 socket head screws, put those in the two holes in the bracket, just like this, and you'll need a 5/32 Allen. Then take your 1/4-20 nylon lock nuts, and you'll align the bolts with these two holes here. Put those in, hold that on, and thread on the nuts by hand to start them. It's a little bit easier if you take that bogey wheel off, but you can do it without it. You might just have to finagle it a little bit. All right, once you have those nuts started by hand, you can go ahead and take your 5/32 Allen and 11mm wrench. If you don't have a ratcheting wrench, you're going to be better off taking that bogey wheel off and using a socket. All right, so once you have your 2 bolts tightened up there, grab your scratcher, make sure everything's on there nice and snug. Make sure the scratcher's snug up to the mount and the mount's snug up to the rail. And see that your scratcher can bend both ways. If your scratcher's pointing too far back, you can take your 15mm and walk it forward a little bit. All right, next we'll move on to installing the storage bracket. So you'll have your bracket here, you'll have these two countersunk socket screws here. Put those in the 2 holes in your storage bracket. We're going to use these 2 holes in your rail here. So align the bolts with those holes. Then take your flat washers and your 5/16 nylon lock nuts and thread those on the back side. Start it by hand. Then we'll take a 3/16 Allen and a 13mm wrench and tighten this up. All right, once you got both of those snugged up, we will take our hook from the kit, your stainless hook. You have the jam nut here and the split tooth lock washer. Put those on, thread that nut on all the way as far as you can, and take it and insert it into the threaded hole in the center of the storage bracket. Thread the hook in as far as it'll go. In this case, as far as it'll go, and it's pointing to the side here, so we'll back it out until it's pointing up. Then tighten that jam nut, same 13mm wrench. And then last, we'll take our replaceable tip and put that on the end of the ice scratcher. Align one of the points to be pointing down towards the ground so that it contacts the trail. Then take your 5mm nylon lock nut, 8mm wrench, and just wind that nylon lock nut on until the threads are all the way through the nylon, so you just barely see some of the spring wire showing. Then take the jam nut on top and tighten that down. And you'll need that 13mm again, just to hold the tip in place, pointing straight down. And then you can snug that up. All right, so now you have your tip on, you have your storage hook on, scratchers on. Last thing, take it up, store it in place, make sure everything is tight, and you are ready to go. So that's going to be the one rig ice scratcher install on this Ski Doo MXZ 137. If you have any questions, just reach out and give us a shout, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. And we're excited to roll these out to the rest of the Ski Doo lineup.